guys, Geoff here from Wunderdog Sports, and in this video we'll be talking Week 2 NFL. In last week's video I gave out a system that applied to 6 NFL teams. San Diego, the Giants, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Miami all covered. The Bears did not. That makes that system now 25-7 over the past 6 seasons. How are my picks doing overall? Across all sports over the last year, my picks have produced a return on bankroll of 42%. That's 6 times better than historic stock market returns. In next week's video, I'll talk a little bit more about pick results and what you can look to expect from a sports handicapper. Before I get into my Week 2 video pick, let me talk about my cousin. Well, not my cousin exactly, but a guy named Cousin Sal. Not sure if you've heard of this guy. He's picking NFL games this season on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. His segment is called Cousin Sal's Sure Thing. We all love a sure thing, don't we? Well, the problem is in sports betting, there is no such thing. Cousin Sal's claiming he's going to turn a $10,000 bankroll into $1 million over the course of a season. What? That's a 10,000% return on investment in 6 months. Come on, the stock market returns 3.5% over a 6-month period, and he's going to do 10,000%? How could you possibly even think that's possible? The only way to get there is to way over bet, and that's exactly what Cousin Sal's doing. Last week, he risked a ridiculous 20% of his entire season bankroll on one game. That's irresponsible and will almost assuredly lead to going bankrupt. He didn't have a good week. He went 1-2, including losing that big 20% bet, and overall on the day, over 3 picks, he lost 15% of his entire bankroll already. In Week 2, he's at it again. He's risking 18% of his bankroll on his top pick, and over his 3 picks, he's got 37% of his bankroll going in just 3 games. That is going to lead to a bankroll depletion over the course of a season in almost every case. I'm talking zero, nada, nothing in the end. Think about it. If you could flip a coin in sports betting and hit somewhere around 50%, how is it that most people give their entire balance to the sports books every season? The answer is that they overbet like Cousin Sal. Given normal variance, betting 20% or even 5% of your bankroll on one game with an oblong ball that bounces around is crazy. Cousin Sal's sure thing, sure to go bankrupt. Don't fall into this trap yourself. If you're wondering, in order to bet responsibly, you should be risking no more than a few percent of your bankroll on any one pick. I always keep it at a max of 2% and average around 1 to 1.5%. Okay, on to Week 2. Let's take a look at the Vikings and Packers on Sunday night. Looking forward to this game. If Minnesota fans didn't have enough to be excited about here in their home opener versus a bitter division rival, the Vikings open a new stadium in prime time on national TV. This place is going to be electric. The Packers under Aaron Rodgers have been known as an offensive powerhouse, and the Green Bay offense scored 28 points last week. That may give the appearance that the Pack offense is back after struggling last season. After all, they have a slimmer Eddie Lacy, Jordy Nelson back in the fold, and of course the mighty Aaron Rodgers under center. Is all rosy in Green Bay? Well, a closer look at those 28 points shows some disturbing numbers, which look a lot like last year. The Packers were outgained by the Jags last week. Aaron Rodgers threw for just 199 yards on 34 attempts, performing worse than last year when he had his worst year as a pro. The Packers' running game did no better, producing 95 yards on 25 carries. They now play on the road for a second straight week against a top 5 offense that's going to be fired up. Rodgers has a losing record in his career versus strong defenses, those allowing 13 to 19 points a game like the Vikings, where he's just 7-8, throwing for only 6.8 yards per attempt. Adrian Peterson was stopped cold last week, but he's had some monster games versus Green Bay, and it isn't very often that he's stopped 2 weeks in a row. Under head coach Mike Zimmer, the Vikings are 25-9 against the spread, including 14-5 as an underdog. Nelson and Rodgers may do some damage as the season progresses, but the Pack offense has not been good since the start of last year. And until I see otherwise, they're overrated in my book. Take the points on Minnesota. Good luck to you.